We ready? Okay, Chris. All right, thank you. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order, the virtual regular board meeting. What's this, like our 10th, 12th one now? So 9 months into this COVID stuff. Monday, December 14th, 2020. And we'll have a roll call. Matt, make sure when your name is called, you tell your location. Matt?
Yep. Thank you, Jim. Alex Antosky,
Present, and I am logged on from home.
Mike Colmorgan.
I don't see Mike on yet.
Okay, absent. Amber Cochran,
Present from my home in Allen Park.
Jim Barry,
Home in Allen Park.
Matt Rayner, home, Melvindale. Malik Safe,
Home in Melvindale.
Stephen Gunther.
Present. Home.
Real
Thank
good.
you.
That's a quorum. Okay, at this time, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Who made the motion?
Alex.
Alex,
Alex, who supported it?
I'll support.
All right, support. Any further discussion? Roll call, Matt.
Alex Antosky,
Yes.
Amber Cochran,
Yes.
Jim Barry,
Yes.
Matthew Rader, yes. Malik Safe,
Yes.
Stephen Gunther.
Yeah.
I pass it, Jim.
Thank you. Okay, make sure to turn your mics off when you're not talking so we don't get back feed, please. Okay, at this time, I'll go to the Cardinal Care honorees. Dr. Serrano, you take care of that?
I am, Mr. Barry.
All right, I'll turn my mic off and it's all yours.
Okay, I want to again share. I'm not off the camera because I'm being rude. I am off the camera because I am dizzy from a middle ear infection, and I'm getting better. So, but I just want to make sure that people know I'm not being rude. I'm working from being flat on my back. So I just want to share with everyone. This is the first time that we're sharing the Cardinal Care. This comes to us from Stephen Gunther, who was kind enough to share it with our district, and our board liked the idea, and we just started it. So Stephen is leaving our board, and someone nominated him. So we chose Stephen as one of the people to receive one of the first Cardinal Care Awards. And this came to us from Laura Dolinsky, who was an educator in Stephen's life when he was at the middle school. And it says, as I was placing the ornaments on my Christmas tree, I stopped to smile when looking at a special ornament that was handmade for me by Stephen Gunther when he was a student at Strong. Stephen has always been such a kind and generous person who has always gone above and beyond in everything. Not only was he a wonderful person, but his care and concern for others was always evident. He was a shining star in every way and a friend to all who crossed his path. As Melvindale Northern Allen Park's valedictorian, he was able to shine a little brighter. Stephen has always demonstrated cardinal pride in his commitment to our entire Melvindale community. I am so proud of Stephen's integrity and compassion and for everything he has done so humbly for our district. I nominate Stephen Gunther because he deserves this nomination and so much more. People may forget what you said, but they never forget how you made them feel. Thank you, Stephen, for being such an inspiration to all. The world needs more people like you in the world.
Congratulations, Steve.
Well, thank you very much. That's really cool.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Hey,
You get
Stephen,
coronavirus vaccine now too.
The
Do you
prize
have
too.
a shirt that you can hold
That's
up?
the
Do you have
prize.
it here?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Kim.
Wait a minute, Stephen, do you have the shirt that you can hold up? Did you open the box?
I didn't open because Doris told me I couldn't open it until the board meeting. So
Okay, well, we'll wait and, because Doris is the other person, and she was actually nominated by Stephen Gunther. So we'll wait, you can both hold them up at the same time.
okay.
Okay, hold on, let me get to that screen, okay. So Doris Jennings, is our second person to be nominated. And she was nominated by Stephen Gunther, and Stephen says, I'd like to nominate Doris for one of the 2 first cardinal cares. As Doris nears the end of her time with MelNAP schools, I cannot think of a better person for cardinal cares. She is the definition of care and hospitality. Having interacted with Doris over the past 4 years, she always is in a positive attitude and willing to help with absolutely anything someone needs. Doris has continued working late into the evening on Fridays numerous times to make sure the weekly news and views goes out to the entire board. I was highly impressed when Doris most recently followed up on an email I sent Dr. Serrano to make sure everything was covered and I did not need anything more. During board workshops, she is always available with any information we need and stays late to make sure everything is cleaned up afterwards. When we met in person, she would even get Jim his coffee when he asked. What she asked me is way beyond the scope of her job. In summary, I think Doris should be considered for Cardinal Cares because of the positivity she brings to the district, her kindness towards everyone, and her helpfulness in keeping this district running each day. Thank you, Doris. So now, Doris, if you have one of the Cardinal Cares t-shirts at home, you and Stephen can both hold them up so everybody can see them.
Thank you, Stephen. I did not grab one from work yet. I figured I didn't get it yet, so I didn't take one, but.
Okay,
All right,
I'll hold it up then.
What do you think about the back?
Oh, very cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we're going to choose 2 people a month. And we have a lot of applications already that people have submitted. But I have to tell you, I don't want to be the person in charge of doing that. I'd rather give it off to somebody else. So I'm going to have a committee formed where we have maybe 4 or 5 people from the district that work in different capacities to be the person to choose. So this one was pretty easy because both of the people that were submitted were people who were leaving us, for Stephen because he was moving, and Doris because she's retiring. And they were pretty easy to choose. But from here on in, I'm giving it off to somebody else. I have 2 other things that I have to share with you. So we have 2 board members that are leaving us this year for right now. Stephen Gunther is leaving us, as well as Malik Saeed. Both, I want to thank both of them on behalf of the board and the school district for the dedication to our students and to our schools. You've done a tremendous job. And I would like for you, if you have it available, to hold up what the district has bought for you as a memento of your time spent on the board, and I hope you're able to use it.
Should I do an unboxing like an Instagram influencer?
There you go.
I have to grab my box.
There's
I
no
was about to
candy.
say Stephen's like our Vanna White here.
That's very cool.
Congratulations, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank
It has
you.
terms with it, doesn't it, Stephen?
Yes.
Good. All right.
What does the writing say, Steve?
It says my name and it says thank you for being our board member.
Awesome. Thank you,
We
Stephen.
can't thank you enough for all the hard work and dedication you've shown to our students. Thank you both.
Malik, did you get yours? Malik, you there?
There you go.
All right. Congratulations to both of you.
Looking nice on my desk. Thanks, everyone.
Your daughters are going to have a
Appreciate
great time with that, Malik.
No, I'm gonna have to keep them out of my room. They take over my room for school every day. So
That's all right. It's someplace quiet for them, huh?
right.
Anything else, Kim?
That's it for right now, Mr. Barry. It's back for you.
All right. Oh, the most important thing is we have Finance Committee meeting, and I'll turn it over to Alex.
Yep, thank you. Congratulations to everybody that was just congratulated or received an award. The Finance Committee met last Friday, it was. It was our regularly scheduled meeting to go over the budget amendment, which was the first meeting with our new finance director. So thank you, Mike. We also did discuss at a high level the proposal from Holly for converting the wrestling room in the high school to a medical type classroom, which that we were content with her proposal, and we submitted that to the full board tonight. So that's on the agenda. And Kim and Jim both also spoke on the Baker property and our options for potentially purchasing it, which that is also on the agenda. We forwarded that to the full board as well for consideration. Besides those two items, the other agenda topic was, as is normally, the budget amendment. I am happy with the results, and so was the rest of the finance committee. So that is also on the agenda today for the full board's consideration and vote. That was the extent of the finance committee meeting last Friday. So if there are any questions, I will take those now. If not, we can move into Mike's budget. Thank you, and I will turn that over to Mike then.
Hey, Mike, we can't hear you if you're
Yeah, there
talking.
you go. Okay, good evening, everyone. Can you see the screen that I'm presenting? Okay,
Yes.
so we'll start off. This is our
Yes.
this is our budget amendment number 1 to our original budget, which was done in June. As you can see on the form, we have outlined our revenues in detail by state, local, and federal. We'll get into the detail of that in our next slide. Basically, the highlights of this slide is our revenues. New projected revenues are $37,283,971. And our audited financial statements that were audited in June, our ending balance in our general fund was $11,285,366. Our original budget that was issued. Well, let's take a step back. So we'll go into the detail of the expenses. As you can see, the expenses are outlined there. We're looking at $36,914,000 in expenses. We'll get to the detail in the next one. We're looking at an ending balance in our general fund of $11,654,370. We're having an increase of $369,000 from our ending audited balance to our new projected balance in our general fund. On our previous original budget, our general fund ending balance was 8.4 million. So we got an increase of about $3.1 million. And we'll outline what these are in our next slides. As you can see here, this is the detail of our revenues and where we're at to get to our $37 million. Here we show our differences on where we had some pickups. And just to give you a little highlights on where we had some pickups, we recalculated our property tax levy to get an updated number. That gave us an increase of roughly $230,000. We also added back into our state revenue our $700 per pupil for our students. That was taken out of our original budget. That gave us an increase of about $2.1 million in our state revenue. We also had carryovers from our state funds and grants from the 2019 and 2020 year end, totaling about $115,000. In our federal revenue, you see a big amount of 1.5 million. Most of that is due to our COVID grants that we received. We got about $1.1 million in COVID grants that make up majority of that number. We also have carryover in our federal grants as well of about $135,000. That's kind of giving the highlights of where our increases are in terms of our revenues. Here we're just kind of detailing it out by every category that we detail out on our general ledger in terms of all of our funds and our state aid that we receive from the state. So then we get into a detail of our expenses. We have an increase of about $1.8 million, as you can see down here in our expenses. The highlights of this in the categories you can see in our basic programs up there. Our at-risk grant was lowered by about $150,000 in that basic programs category. We also took out, kind of reallocated our COVID spending. We had some COVID spending in there of about $600K, and we moved out $500K that was in the basic program. So that's one of the big drivers in that $315,000 difference. In our instructional services, we had the increase of $527,000 there. That's an increase basically in our COVID grant spending that we put in there, and we had an increase in our at-risk in our Section 41 grants. And then you can see in our central services down here, we had $1.3 million increase. Most of that is due to the COVID spending grants that we received, the 1.1 million that we put in there. And most of that is in our tech department with Austin's department, getting a bunch of electronics for our students and our staff, and to bridge the distant learning items that we need. So you can see we got an increase of $1.8 million in our expenditures. So here we can see where we're breaking it down by function areas. You can see our salaries and fringes, purchase services, our materials and supplies. Most of our, obviously, our expenditures are driven by our salaries and expenditures. You can see that's about 78% of our budgeted expenses. I want to highlight here that, you know, the expenses that are directly impacting the students, we had 74, so just under 74%. That does not include a lot of most of the COVID spending that's in our tech department here, 2.1 million. So I added that back in and to show that with that, because those are directly given to our students in terms of where the spending is going. So I added that back in to get us just under 78% in terms of what we're spending our money, what percentage we're spending on our students. Next, we'll go through, I mean, that's everything in terms of our general fund. I don't know if anybody has any questions or anything on that, but that's our general fund revenue and expenditures and where we are budgeting to end the fiscal year on June 30th. And next, we got our cafeteria account. So here we got our expenses and our revenues outlined here. You can see that our ending balance was $483,000 at June 30th, 2020. we're projecting our balance to be $315,937 at the end of 2021. The reason for a little bit of a shortfall is basically it was a little bit difficult to get all those the numbers in. I worked with Marty and she does a lot with most of the stuff with the cafeteria funds, and just trying to do a new run rate and see where we'd get with difficulties with the COVID, not knowing if we're coming back face to face or where we're going to stand. So we tried to budget it or forecast it out for the year the best we could. So out of that, it shows that we're going to have about $160,000 usage of our cafeteria fund with this budget. And next we have our student activities funds. This is what we had in our budget in our audited financial statements of $277,000. Hasn't been much activity because we haven't had a whole lot of student activities going on. Small expenditures going out, but either way, whatever comes in is what we distribute out. So it's, we'll true it up at the end of the year. So I don't know if anybody has any questions or concerns about anything on here.
Nothing here, Mike. Thank you.
Continue on. Is that it, Mike? You got something else there, right?
Nope, that's it.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, Alex, it's all yours. Are you done, sir?
Yep, that is it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate that. We'll go further down under new business anyhow. Okay, at this time, Dr. Serrato, you want to go COVID learning plan extension?
Sure, Mr. Barry. So the next time we're going to have a meeting is January 11th, and on the 6th of every month is when we have to put in our plan for the month. So one of the decisions we have to make tonight is whether or not we're going to stay out all through January and then reevaluate at the January meeting for February. So I just want you to know that we have to make that decision tonight because of, the mandates of the state. And then I also wanted to share with you that I had a superintendent's meeting on Friday morning, and Randy Leopold said as far as the open meetings go, more than likely they would extend it through to March 30th. But right now there's that lame duck session going on, and they've all chosen to not make any decisions before the break. So we're kind of in limbo for that right now as well. But right now, I would say we probably would not have to meet face-to-face until after March 30th. But what is on our plate to make a decision for not returning to school until after the end of January, then we would reevaluate January 11th when we have our board meeting. Based on the COVID cases that are out there right now, and the fact that many of our staff members are experiencing COVID, they're not getting it from internally, obviously, but they're still experiencing it. And my recommendation would be to extend it to the end of January and then reevaluate mid-January.
Through the chair. Just for clarification, so through January 31, correct, Kim? Is what
Correct.
For our weighing in on tonight.
Right.
That's if the case the law changes, because she put a thing on January 15th. The governor did through the Department of Health, so we'll have to reevaluate that as well. But still, we can still adopt it to the 31st. We just have to readjust. So the legislators and the governor changed their mind about getting back. The Senate did pass, Kim. I got an email today. The Senate did pass the extension for March.
Okay.
We got to wait for the House now.
Perfect.
which they're out because of COVID. So they won't be back till Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Senate passed it, so they'll probably pass the House too, but we gotta wait and see. Anything else, Kim, on that?
No, that's it.
All right. Any other questions on that? We have to submit it, so either way, it doesn't matter. We got to follow the law.
Is this on the agenda to approve, or do we have to do something now?
It's not on the agenda, but we've been proving it automatically because of the law, Alex. Because we did that 9 months ago.
Yeah, that's why I asked, 'cause I didn't see it on there.
And he has to show in the minutes so that we approved it.
Yeah. 8 months ago, whatever it was, continuation of the state law. So nothing we can do about it.
Okay, do we need a separate motion tonight to continue staying out? Or no?
Well, you know what? Let's make that motion right now, just to cover us, that we extend it to January 31st, unless things change with the governor and the health department. You want to make that motion, Alex?
Yeah, no, I'll make that motion. So I'll make a motion to remain closed and fully remote until January 31st.
But do I have a support? Mike, did you support it?
Yes.
Okay. Any further discussion on that?
I
Roll
do have
roll
a
call.
question.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
How does that affect being in the middle of a semester or something like that? I mean, when we come back February 1st, we're just going to pick up right where they left off?
I would imagine, but the administrators could address that. Ryan, you want to address that? The high school
Yeah, I mean,
can't-
my first response to that is we actually do know how to do in-person learning. So I think quickly, as opposed to what we had to go through the big transition of what we're doing now, bringing them back, I think, it would be a big transition, and we've got a lot of mental health and things we need to be ready for. But whenever, we're ready to go back safe and sound, we'll be ready to take them all back as soon as possible. They're all in classes. They all have a 7-hour schedule. So we're pretty ready to do a seamless transition whenever that may happen.
So we don't have a problem with classrooms, what class they're going to go to, what teacher they're going to have, all that stuff? Or has that already been addressed?
We wouldn't at the high school, just because, like I said, they're already going through they have their classes, they have their schedule, and that would just go from online to in person. But I can't speak for the other buildings. I'm assuming it'd probably be the same.
That's the same thing for us.
Probably would go back with a hybrid, Mr. Colmorgan. And we wouldn't go back, full classrooms, probably 12 kids in a class. But the students would have their same teacher. They would just be on a rotating basis. So
We're still gonna follow.
we won't have any problems with that transition whatsoever when it comes about.
We'll still probably have to do protocol, mask, and all that stuff. We'll
Absolutely.
have to see what happens with like I said, the governor and Department of Health. So I'm sure the mask will be going all the way to June, because they're just now getting the vaccine out there. Everybody's seen it today. They're, got the vaccine out there right now. And the teachers are supposed to be like second in line, I guess, after everybody else. So we'll see what happens. Did that answer your question, Mike? I'm sorry.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. Okay. Any further question? Roll call, Matt.
No, it's not a question. I guess just a statement. I'm glad that we're moving. Well, we'll see when we vote, but I'm glad that we've got this on the table to continue staying out. I don't think that we have any business bringing people back into the buildings anytime soon. It's not safe yet, and it's not going to be safe until the public is widely vaccinated. So I want everybody to keep that in their heads.
Thanks, Alex. Any further discussion? If not, Matt, roll call, please.
Alex Natowski,
Yes.
Mike Colmorgan,
Yes.
Amber Cochran,
Yes.
Jim Barry,
Yes.
Matthew Rader, yes. Malik Safe,
Yes.
Stephen Gunther.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you,
that's
everybody. Thanks, Alex. That way we cover ourselves. It shows it. All right. Administrator report. I got to decide who goes first, right? Let's see. Who wants to go first? Lisa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you're up.
Okay. Today we had our parents come to the school and pick up their fundraiser items. We started our online book fair last week and it runs through December 20th. For the past month, Miss DeSantis, she's a support teacher at the high school and she's also a parent. Her daughter's in kindergarten this year. Her and I have been teaming up and reading to the kids Wednesday and Thursday at 6 o'clock, just some holiday stories and just some fun stories for the kids to listen to. So we've been doing that this month and we're going to continue it throughout the year. And I know that the National Honor Society students are gonna, they want to help too. So we're going to invite them. We had SSTs last week, not too many because the teachers have been communicating with the parents so frequently. So that's good. We have Spirit Week going on right now, just a little motivation and incentive for the kids, something fun. We've been recommending students to our after school access program, which is still all remote, but they were looking for some more students to add. So we've been doing that. And basically our main focus is just keeping on top of attendance, participation, instruction, and the teachers are amazing at that. I mean, they, like I said, they communicate with the parents all the time. And if there is a lack of participation or students need more help, they reach out to them. And then if they can't, then that's where we kind of call and, talk to the parents as well or do what we need to. But everything's just moving along. And I hope everybody has a nice holiday and a nice break and stay safe.
Hey, Lisa, what is your count right now?
Our count has not really changed since the last time. It's right around 415. I don't know exactly.
You're gonna add one or two. That's fine.
We did just get a new one that's going to be registering tomorrow. So.
Okay. Anybody got questions, Lisa, at this time?
Real quick, is the participation rate still the same? Kind of staying the same from last month?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Real good. All right. Let's see. Shannon, are you there? I see your name.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak for Allendale today.
All right.
And you're on mute.
Go ahead, Eric.
Yep, we have a lot of things going on at Allendale. We have our LLI is starting its second round of rotations with students. They started last Wednesday and will run until March. They prepared and packed 3 weeks worth of books for students to pick up in our front lobby. Our newcomers program started their second unit and have prepared and packed books for pickup as well in our front lobby. Carrie Zielinski has completed 2 meetings with each grade level in the area of math. Ellen Vornkamp has completed 2 meetings with each grade level working on assessments. Our PTO has conducted a virtual book fair and is currently running a Five Below fundraiser until December 20th. With 10% of the purchase goes back to PTO. We had teacher evaluations are going strong. Lots of great learning apps are being used and creative lessons being created by for our students. A big shout out to Pat Strauss, who has helped out with our holiday assistance program. From St. Mary Magdalene, we had gifts for children and adults. They sponsored 2 families with 9 children. The Melvindale Pharmacy sponsored 3 families with 11 children. Shop with the Cop, gift cards large enough for children and adults. There was 5 families with 17 children sponsored. There was food baskets that were donated for 6 families with 16 children. Lisa Ortiz, teacher at the high school, her husband's company donated a total of 18 large food baskets for MelNAP families. Angel Tree, there was $25 gift cards to Myers. They sponsored 20 families. 50 children were sponsored through that. Mark DeBerio and Merle Shepard also donated $100 to $150 gift cards for 4 families with 11 children. So we're not near the 250 plus children we have serviced in previous years, but still servicing much more than originally expected, given the pandemic and limited resources. Several charities were not able to do anything for us since they were not able to do any fundraising this year. Those that are contributing are doing things differently and offering less, such as Angel Tree, Shop with a Cop, and the DeBurial charities. But we were able to support 40 families and 120 children. So still was pretty good with considering the pandemic. Also, we've had some Cardinal Pride wall art installations at Allendale. We had one in the cafeteria, one outside of my office, and then we have a welcome sign that's going to be put in Arabic, Spanish, and English in our main lobby. Shannon's going to show some pictures of those to you.
I'm gonna attempt to. Let's hope it works out.
Shannon, was you going to speak?
Yeah. Can you see that?
Go ahead.
Not yet, Shannon.
No, not yet, Shannon.
Not yet.
Far right on
Are you
the
sharing?
bottom scroll, it says
Yeah, I'm
present
trying
now.
presenting, Gaia. I didn't bring them up on my desk, so of course I have to go hunt for them. I'm sorry, Eric. You let me look for them. You guys continue and I'll pull them up for you.
All right. Any questions of Eric at this time?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
I have a question, Jim.
Go ahead.
How you doing, Eric? Good evening.
I'm well. How are you, Malik?
Good, good. I was just a quick question. Were you guys able to like roll out the PBIS program?
Yeah, so
With the
PBIS,
rewards?
obviously, yes, it's looked a lot different this year, of course. Lisa Guido and I, we have 14 students presently on Tier 2. Of course, we have our Tier 1 is primarily through Class Dojo with using the point systems. We have been recognizing 2 students from every class in each month and sending certificates and small prizes to their homes. We've mailed them out every month. Lisa Guido and I have actually been out on the road in the city, meeting, checking in on our Tier 2 students and monitoring their progress. And that's actually been very successful in the first few months that we've tried it. So obviously PBIS has looked a lot different this year, but we have been very happy with how our staff has been supportive and recommended students. And it's in the online platform, it's obviously looks different with monitoring attendance, monitoring how students need help academically. So it's been different, but I've been very happy with how our staff has addressed and supported PBIS at Allendale.
Cool. Thanks, Eric. I'm glad that some of the kids were being identified and receiving rewards and incentives. So appreciate it. Thanks.
Absolutely. Oh, thank you.
Any further questions of Eric at this time? If not, we'll continue on. Phil, are you doing a report for Don?
I am. Good evening, everybody. How are you?
Good.
This week we are doing our virtual Spirit Week. We have our PBIS events have been going on monthly. We also, that's attached to PBIS, we have Student of the Month. So we have 2 students per grade level. And I don't know if you've seen any signs on the yards in Allen Park or Melvindale. We recognize the students by putting signs up in front of their yard for a month. And then we just recycle the signs every month. So we go out, place them on their lawn. We have the students sign the back of it because we use the same signs every month. So we pick them up and then redistribute them. That's been going well. The kids love it. We take pictures with them on their porch and that kind of stuff. So our evaluations have been going great. Don and I are well over half done with that. I know you guys are well aware of the great teaching we have in our district, but we all know how difficult this process has been for our teachers. And while we're in the classroom, not in the classroom, but while we're in the meets watching the instruction going on, it's amazing the job that they're doing with our kids. Even a lot of our seasoned veteran teachers who aren't as tech savvy as, the young teachers who have been hired over the last 4 or 5 years, they've done a tremendous job learning, adapting, asking questions. I was in a couple of classrooms last week with some older teachers, and I don't mean any disrespect by that, but you know what I mean. And I was actually amazed with what they were doing with technology. So they're doing a wonderful, wonderful job, and we need to make sure that we commend them for the work that they're doing. We are ready to do our NWEA testing when we come back from Christmas break. That'll be done on January 5th through the 8th. And we've been conducting SSTs here for the last couple of weeks as well. And outside of that, that's pretty much all I have. Happy holidays to everybody.
Anybody got any questions? I like the YouTube things. How they doing that, Phil?
Oh, they're doing
I
great. Yeah, we're our Cardinal News Network. Sam Elliott teaches that class. They do that every month. They put that on YouTube. The kids love it, and she spends so much time out of her classroom to put that production out for our students and the public. So yeah, it's a class with a bunch of kids, and Sam Elliott takes care of all that for us, and she does a great job with that. So we really appreciate her efforts as well.
The board hasn't seen it. I think you guys do post it under your Strong Facebook page, right?
Yes, we do. Yes.
So go on their Facebook page. You can see the YouTube. It's really nice. The children really enjoy that. Keep them involved. Okay, Ryan.
Good evening, everybody. We are at 1,002 students today, and very similar engagement rates. Our percentages are in the 90s usually, and I'm seeing that also through my observations. Classes of 30, there's 28 kids showing up every day to some of those classes, and I'm doing the observation, so I'm kind of verifying it too. The attendance is very good. After 3 years of doing an early college, you have to give a presentation to the MEMCA board, which is the state board that runs the early middle college program. So ours came due this year. Trevor, who I think is listening now, I would say this if he wasn't here too, did an outstanding job getting all of our information together. He put together a really nice group of people too with our teachers, and we presented to that board with him leading it, and we did very well. There's a few things they want us to kind of formalize in our process, but otherwise, flying colors, we're good to go, keep doing it. And along that note, we started our process of doing the full transition to WC3 for the middle college. We met with Tony last week, and now we're looking at what kind of associates we can offer. So because it's Wayne County and they have such a wide variety of programs, we're going to have some more variety of options to offer kids. It might not only be in business administration that they're in their associate's degree in for free. We could look at some of the tech fields. We could look at a general studies associates that would just be for transferring over to a bachelor's, which we would give them free credits to. So we're in the early process of sorting those out, but our program did get approved to keep going on, and Trevor did an outstanding job leading that and does an outstanding job leading that throughout the year. As Phil said, and I think Lisa and Eric, we're all doing our evaluations now, and it's almost I think Phil said it really well, but it's almost surprising to see how incredible our teaching staff is doing with this online learning. And what I mean by that is the stuff you don't really think of when you think about online learning. Like they're giving tech help in the middle of the lesson, sending a kid off, telling him to shut down his computer while the rest of them are going, while the student's presenting. They're sending kids into breakout groups and then going into the breakout groups and troubleshooting problems and making sure kids are on task. It's really quite remarkable. So, doing an evaluation in a pandemic is tough, but I'm honestly very thankful we're getting to see all of our people in this role. And I think you'd be very proud as a district of them. And I'm beyond impressed with the way they're able to manage 9 things at once while giving quality instruction, while adhering to the standards and things like that. So very proud of the staff, and you should be too. Very proud of our drama club. They put out a production this weekend called Game of Tiaras, which is a comedy throwback on kind of Game of Thrones. I just, isolation is something we're really trying to combat right now. And I know that's, our young people are really feeling that. So our drama club put on this production. And also what was really impressive was our alumni was heavily involved. So alumni that had been in the drama club came back, volunteered, did a lot of work with the kids. So it was a really nice community event that they did. Unfortunately, because of the way it works with buying the rights, they give you like a window of when you can show it, and that's kind of it. So I don't have the data on how many people watched it. We sent it out to everybody, so hopefully people took a look at it. But really thankful for Dominic Guerrero, our drama teacher, Nathan Velasquez, our producer, our director, who's an alumni, for giving the kids the opportunity to do something like that, because it's really necessary right now. And then the last thing, I just wanted to put graduation on your radar. Well, what I'm thinking right now, because obviously we don't have much to work with in terms of planning, we don't have a hall, we couldn't book a hall, is, you know, a best case scenario, something at the high school, like a formal graduation at the stadium, if that's socially distanced, which I'm sure it would be, you know, that could be best case scenario, as a socially distanced graduation ceremonies with no fans or no crowd other than maybe 2 parent tickets each or something like that. Maybe worst case scenario would be something like we did last year, you know, where we had to bring them in and, you know, we couldn't do the big gathering, so we had to bring them in small numbers, and we had the photo opportunities. I'm confident we can make it really special, but I just kind of want that under radar. I'm not looking for a vote or anything like that, but those are the things. We can go from an excellent commencement exercise at the high school all the way down to what we had to do last year at the high school on a very small scale over a couple of days to give everybody the experience. So just wanted that, you know, we're kind of planning and working towards those things, and they come up quicker than we know it. So just want that on the board's radar, and that's it. That's all I have.
Yeah, let's hope everything goes good by June anyhow. See what happens, especially even with sports. Even the sports situation, we don't even know where we're going to be with that, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I guess the point is if we can agree that we're going to have it at the high school and not try to scramble at the last minute to try to book someplace, I'm very confident with the people we have at the high school that we can put on a first class, whatever it may be.
Absolutely.
Ryan, when do you got to book the reservation for at the Dearborn Theater again?
Well, we would go back to the next year. I'm not trying to obviously defy a board decision, but we couldn't book it this year. I mean, we couldn't reserve it. We didn't have a date. Yeah, so
we've already missed that deadline then.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that was long ago.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we're not looking to change the plan. I think that would have to go back through the formal process of weighing the pros and cons and everything like that. But just so we have something ready to go for our kids this year.
Any other questions to Ryan? Anybody? Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
Shannon, are you ready, or you want me to skip on?
Let me try it again.
I hear the clicking.
All right. Do you see it now?
It's
yes,
spinning.
we see it.
Yeah.
It's
All right. So this is the one that's in the cafeteria. It says Cardinal Pride, be kind, be helpful, be polite, and always remember, be thankful. And then this is in Eric's, right in front of Eric's office. Some kids are smarter than you. Some kids have cooler clothes than you. Some kids, sorry about that. Some kids are better than you. It doesn't matter. You have your thing too. Be the kid who can get along. Be the kid who is generous. Be the kid who is happy for others. Be the kid who does the right thing. Be the nice kid. So that's outside our special services office.
I asked that one be put in all the buildings, so all the buildings have that.
oh, great. Real good. Thanks, Shannon. Alfie is excused, as you guys know. She's recovering, right, Kim?
She is recovering, yes.
So wish her well and hope she'll be back soon. All right, Holly. Speaking of that, Holly, you there? There's Holly.
Hi.
Go ahead, Holly. You're up. You got anything to add?
We've just been doing a lot of COVID testing in the district. We had partnered with a few local organizations, and actually one that really isn't even local, to assist us with COVID testing for our district and our neighboring communities. So that was really cool. We had put out a lot of flyers. I had gone and met with the police departments in Lincoln Park, Dearborn, Allen Park, and Melvindale, just to let them know that we were here to support them as well. So last count, we had 6 flu vaccine clinics and 8 COVID clinics. So that was, that was within the last, 6 weeks. And then we also had the health department here assisting us with getting the our children with their vaccinations, because their doctors, most of their doctors are out. There's so much remote right now, so we've really been trying to get the kids vaccinated as well.
Real good. Thank you. How did Saturday go? It was raining. I know that.
Wet. It was
Did
wet.
anybody show up?
We had about
Few?
35.
Oh, ain't bad, I guess. As wet as it was, it's terrible. Yeah. Okay, anybody got any questions of Holly? Okay, Rick, do you have anything, or Jackie?
I don't have I don't have too much. Hello, everybody. At all 4 buildings, the SSTs are going on, 504s, IEPs. New evaluations are obviously still happening at all 4 levels. The mental health screener is completed at all 4 levels. Parents have been notified. Students are being met with currently and will continue for the next going into after break to meet their mental health needs. And the other thing I just wanted to do is I wanted to have a quick shout out to the parents who've been working so hard with our students with disabilities on the online, the meets and the speech therapy sessions and the social work sessions. And it's hard for everybody to do the online learning. It's definitely not ideal for the younger children with disabilities, but I've just seen so many good, encouraging things with the parents sitting there with their young ones. Even though it's hard and sometimes it feels like it's almost impossible to get them to attend, and just really working with us, doing rewards and taking breaks and going through that process. And I think all that effort that our Melvindale families are putting into it is going to really pay off when we go back to school full-time, face-to-face, and it'll make it all that much easier to catch up.
I agree with you, Rick. Thank God for the parents this year. They have been just gems. The only thing that I want to share with you is that our state and federal budgets are due on January 15th. So we will be working on those to get those in and submitted within the next few weeks. I'm happy to say that the bilingual parents really wanted to still continue with the adult ESL evening classes. So we are going to start off virtually to see how we can support the parents. And I'm really excited about that because they kept on asking, are we still going to do it? So they want to do it virtually. So we're going to start that way and we'll see how the year ends. And the other thing is our we have Title I and Title III meetings still going on in the schools. So I'm very excited about that. And what we're doing with that is to support their literacy and math at home. We always buy them something to support that. So what we're doing is we're purchasing things and we're either doing porch drop-offs or we are having them come to the school to get the items. So big shout out to all the coaches and all the people that are so involved and the admin that are really trying to support continuing on those meetings and, keeping the parents and the community involved, which is so important to our, our consolidated app with our school improvement plan. So thank you everybody for everything.
Real good. Anybody got
Hey, Jackie, how many parents are taking the adult class?
Don't start till the second semester. So we just put out the posting for it today. So we usually have about 40, around 40 between, we have one an Arabic speaking and a Spanish speaking one. So we usually have between 40 to 50 parents that attend in the evenings, and sometimes it's less than that, but they really want to learn basic English and communication skills. We do things like, answer, how to phone an order in. We do a lot of basic things, basic sentence structure. So they were really asking to please continue it. So Dr. Serrano, absolutely was in our plan and she approved it. So I'm so excited about it. And they are too.
That's great to hear.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Yeah, Jackie, good evening. This is Malik. Do you know when the start date is for the adult ESL classes?
We do it the second semester. So as soon as we get it, I'll have Austin put it on the website. So it's usually the last week of January, first week of February is when we begin.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else got questions of Jackie or Rick? If not, hey, Austin, I know you're on the agenda. Do you have anything other than you're on the agenda?
Actually, I do, Jim. I want to talk a moment about esports. So as you guys know, we did win a state championship. Very, very proud of our very, very young team. We started that program in January. Some of those players have been playing for less than 2 months. So very, very impressive. Friday night, we'll actually be playing Ohio State, the state champions, in a game Friday night. So if you see that on our social media, please help us promote that. We'd like to get as many viewers as possible. It'll be the first state champion versus state champion game that we know of in high school esports, and we're going to try to grow that out to as many of the states around us as we can as we roll forward. But we're going to start by playing Ohio.
Real good. Congratulations on that. It's what, this is your second year or third year? I forgot.
League of Legends has been going 3 years. Yeah. This
3
will be,
years? Okay.
yeah.
Austin, Friday, what time is that?
That starts. I'll have to look it up.
Is it going to be the same two commentary gentlemen?
I think they're working on that.
Because the one guy he was told by whoever that it's Melvindale. I don't know how many times, and he kept not saying Melvindale.
We made sure, that was put in chat more than once. We've been called half a dozen different towns before the night was over. So we'll make sure that he actually knows who we are this time. We're
the champions now.
We were the complete unknown underdog. So if you were watching those early games, we didn't get mentioned much in a very positive light. They kept saying all the things they thought we were doing wrong. And in the end, they said how wonderful we were and how much we did things right to begin with, which we knew all along what we were doing. We have some spectacular coaches volunteering time with us in Rocket League and in League of Legends, some that are in the top tier in the U.S. that are working with our kids. So we expect great things out of both of those programs.
Well, congratulations. That was great. That's great.
Thank you.
Okay, Mike, do you have anything else other than the budget when it's on the agenda? Do you have anything else, sir?
Yeah, so we got we're fully staffed here in the finance department. We got Karen Mason up to speed. She's our payroll and HR person. So all the questions will go to her for payroll items, which were going out to Julie Pearson before. So she's up to speed, doing well. All HR items as well will go through her. So glad to have her on board. As you stated, budget is complete. We got a project right now we're working on. It's got to be done here in the next day or two. Is the COVID hazard pay for our teachers and our support staff. So we're trying to work through all that stuff now with all the information that was supposed to be submitted to us. We got some issues and we're sending back some emails to people to make sure that we got all their information. We have to have that uploaded on the 16th to the Department of Treasury. Then we're working through our COVID grants, getting the spending, getting everything done for the end of the year. Been working closely with Holly, Elfie, and Austin to get all that stuff completed. So I think we're in pretty good shape there where we should have everything done. Submitted anyways. Hopefully we can get it all in by the end of the year. And then working with Austin and I are working together actually with a gear grant submission, which we got to do by December 30th. So we'll get that updated. We'll get that sent over this week. That's it.
Anything else, sir? All right. You got questions of Mike? Anybody on that? Okay, I think I got everybody. Dr. Serrano, I think you're next.
All right, I have a lot to share tonight. So a lot going on. Hold on one second, let me pull it all up. Okay. So this evening you'll be voting on the school board assistant and my assistant, Jill Hilliker, who is a former student from Melvindale, Northern Allen Park, was voted on and unanimously accepted by our committee. We had 7 people on our committee, and I'd like to welcome Jill. That's not to say that we're not going to miss Doris, because we are. She's brought a tremendous amount of years of experience to the position, and she's been training Jill all last week and into this week to make an easier transition. Jill brings many skills to the position. I'm really excited for her HR background. So welcome, Jill. And once again, Doris, we are going to miss you. So.
Hey, Jill, wave.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
You want to give us a little background if you're on?
I'll give you a quick background. I
Yeah.
did graduate from Melvindale High School. I won't tell you the year. No, I'm just kidding. 1983. And actually, Miss Maxwell was very instrumental in my career. She encouraged me through Steno Block to apply for a co-op position. So I did that in the last part of my 10th grade year, 11th and 12th grade year at 24th District Court, which services Allen Park and Melvindale. And they hired me full-time after graduation. And I worked there for almost 25 years and worked my way up through a mail clerk, which I started as, and I retired as a court administrator. And then after that, I was hired by Third Circuit Court in Detroit in an administrative support role. I worked there for another 10 years. And then my boss was assigned to 36th District Court in Detroit. And she offered me one of 5 positions that I got to choose. And then I worked there another 6 years. And now I'm back at Melvindale where I started. And although, you know, courts and schools are different, the foundation I really feel is the same. You basically have to follow rules, regulations, laws, reporting requirements. So although they're different, they do share a strong foundation of similarity. So I hope I can bring a different perspective to the position. And I hope that I can at least a little bit fill the shoes of Doris, which I've been noticing day by day is going to be very tough. But she's been doing a great job showing me the ropes, and I really appreciate her. We've really, actually 1 week and 1 day, she's really shown me a lot so far. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Hey,
Real
Jill.
good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
knew Mrs. Maxwell.
Did you really? I loved her. She was so good. If it wasn't for her, I would not have pursued that. And she really encouraged me. So I did it. And here I am back again.
I had Miss Maxwell too.
I don't know when she left, but I had her and a lot of people, especially like I know some people that I graduated with, they're in the court field too from her encouragement. Apply for this attorney job, apply for this court job. So she was really a great mentor in, you know, guiding us, you know, to what career we might want to go to. So yeah, she was great.
Hey, Jill was elected in 1983 to the school board. I didn't sign your diploma. But I did sign a lot of diplomas, though. I just missed it then. I got elected in 1983.
You didn't sign mine.
Did I sign yours?
No. 95.
Oh, wow. Anyhow, welcome, Jill. And with all the experience with HR and all that, we're going to be discussing that more because that was some of the things that Kim and I discussed and the board's interested in about the HR and so forth, all the experience that you have. So I think we're very lucky that we have you. Matt, did you want to say anything because you were on that committee at the time?
No, I think that we had a great committee and great people who applied for the job, and it came down to 2 people who are highly qualified and the candidate. And at the end of the day, we did choose Jill. She doesn't bring the educational background skills, but like she said, she does have the background of working with different unions and the law and understand that process. So I think she's going to be a great fit for Doris. She doesn't have a size 13 shoe like Doris does, but I think she's going to do the job just perfectly fine.
Thank you.
So thank you, Jill.
Amber, do you want to speak? You're on that committee too. Are you there? Did Amber
Yes, I'm
leave
here.
or is she there? Okay.
No, I'm here, Jim.
Go
I mean, very similar to what everyone said. We did have some great candidates, and while it was tough, I am very, very happy to see Jill join our team and think she'll be a great fit for us. So,
Thank you.
Real good. All right, Kim, what else you got? Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you, everyone. We had a great committee too, by the way, so I'm very confident we did a good job. So at Allendale, they're going to have a food pantry that's brought to us through Najwa, working with Gleaner Food Pantry. She turned it over to Marty, and Marty is involved with Gleaner to start the food pantry there for our community. So that's very exciting that we're going to have that there. And I'm really very proud to say that this year we're going to send our entire teaching staff to the McCall Conference, which is the Michigan Technology Conference that's held every year. We're doing it virtually. And we're doing it for 2 days in March. We're making plans for all of our teachers to meet with their students once each of the days so that we can count it, and the rest they'll be working with independently. The students will be working independently online. In addition to that, our support staff, like our aides and our parapros and our substitute teachers, will be there to work with our students as well on those 2 days. The reason I'm so excited about it is because we've never had this opportunity before, and we never will get it again. And I had the money left over in Title II, so it won't cost the district a cent. The other good part of it is that for every 10 teachers that I send, I get to send a board member. So all 7 of you are welcome to, at one point in time, to sign in to that. Lori Winey will sign you up if you'd like to. You don't have to go all day, both days, but there might be some things that you're interested in, given that the fact that we're leaning so heavily towards a technological district. In addition to that, tomorrow, Austin, myself, and the technology coaches, and I'm not sure who else is involved in that meeting, are going to be meeting with, and I may be saying his name wrong, forgive me, Austin, John Kuliko from California, who is instrumental in helping to build classes for students. And I'm really excited about that because eventually into the future, there's going to still be students who want to have online classes only. And we need to be able to supply those for them. It would be hard to do with our staffing that we have presently at the high school and middle school. Elementary would be a little bit easier. So John will help us build those classes along with Risa, because we also met last week with Risa, so that our classes are not canned programs. I'm not a proponent for a canned program. They would never meet the needs of our students, given their backgrounds, them being bilingual, and we need to make sure that we're meeting the needs of our students. So that's going to happen tomorrow, and that will also come out of my Title II money because I have some extra Title II money this year. I'm excited to say that Risa has announced that the COSTA grant, which is the money that we receive for one of our reading specialists, our coaches, is being renewed. It comes with professional development for our teachers that comes through that coach for next year. We were worried that that money would not be renewed and we would not have that funding for that coach next year, but they did decide to renew that. Finally, what I want to say is, as we enter this holiday season and celebrate, we all have, I think this year more than any other year, we realize what our gifts truly are, and that's each other, our families, and our friends. And I hope that you all celebrate those. It's a really weird year, and I'm making an understatement, but I celebrate each of you and the gifts that you bring to our students in our district, and I want to thank you for those. No matter what you celebrate, what God you worship, we welcome you into our district and we celebrate each and every one of you. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and enjoy the reason for the season. Thank you.
Real good, Kim. Anybody got questions, Dr. Serrano, at this time?
I have one more thing to say that I forgot. I would
Too
like
late.
to
Too late.
No,
No,
I
go
got
ahead. Go ahead.
I'd like to congratulate Eric Brow, who is going to be a father again. This is his
Oh,
third
wow.
time. They're having a little boy in June. Congratulations, Eric.
Thank you very much, Kim. I appreciate it. Yep, definitely a very thankful blessing, of course. Thank you.
Great. Anything else?
Nope.
Okie dokie. We'll continue on. Public forum and agenda. Matt, do we have anything?
Yes, we do have one public forum today. It comes from Jay Jackson. Excuse me. It comes from Jay Jackson. He would like me to announce the question. The question tonight is, let me get to the top of here. Okay, it's crucial the board takes Allendale's high teacher turnover rate seriously. It is a red flag. We cannot accept the fact that our children's education is being disrupted. Therefore, I ask the board to survey the culture of the schools. For the best results, we must hire an independent research firm that specializes in conducting surveys that will identify our district needs, improve staff engagement, morale, and retention.
Okay, we'll look into that. And we'll get back to them. As far as independent goes, we do have our own independent surveys, right? Kim, are you there, Dr. Serrano?
Yes, we do. Yes. And
So
I'm taking a grad class in retention and recruitment. And, I know that I'm not making excuses. It's common that people are leaving. I have to honestly say, I have another teacher who may leave this year, and she doesn't want to get the 4-year, she doesn't want to get the 21 credits that are needed in order to teach our bilingual students. So they hire on, they know they have 4 years to get it. And at the end of 4 years, they start looking. We have to have that as part of our recommendations for our students. And I'm sorry that they're leaving. We give them wonderful training. We're in competition financially. I expressed to the board at our finance meeting that we need to look at that for our teachers who are in their first year on this pay scale. But I'm losing a coach, a technology coach, because Plymouth Canton will pay her more and she's closer to home. She lives in Northville. I could also say that of the technology department. It had a total turnaround, but I also know that people can move now, and that's why they're moving. But we will certainly look into it.
The other thing too is when we post for a teacher, we get maybe 20 applications. Every time we turn around, we got people want to leave other districts. And that's commonly, when I look around, personnel committee, Amber or Matt, who's been served at, we see we got 18 some teachers and so forth that want to leave different districts. So yeah, we're not the only one losing students or teachers. Other districts are too. Everybody's looking. So we'll look into that, Kim, and you're right. We're not the only school district, because I'm on the county school board. I see teachers, administrators, all moving around all the time. So it's common. So we'll look into that and take it from there.
We're
Go ahead,
all
Kim.
into the days when you hired into a school district and you stayed and you retired from that school district. I'm one of those people. I hired in 35 years ago and I stayed with Melvindale. I even was offered jobs as an administrator in Grosse Pointe and in Jefferson. And I didn't take either one of those because I felt committed to Melvindale. So, everybody's different. And, now people are moving because they can move and they can get the money that they want too. So thank you, Mr. Berry.
Well, not only that, we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate when we do interview teachers. We get some good teachers to come back on board. So we're very fortunate there too. I understand. I've been in this over 33 years. I've seen a lot of teachers come and go. So I can understand the frustration, but people are moving around today. They want to be closer to home. and they want to go for more money. It's understandable. It's just like the real estate. It's a bidding war right now. You put your house up for sale, people are overbidding the value of the house. So we'll look into it. So thank you very much. Anything else, Matt?
That's all, Jim. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll continue on. Consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
I have a motion by Matt. Do I have a support? Support by Mike? Mike?
Yep.
Okay. Any discussion on consent agenda? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alex Antosky,
Yes.
Mike Morgan,
Yes.
Amber Cochran,
Yes.
Jim Barry,
Yes.
Matthew Rader, yes. Malik Safe,
Yes.
Stephen Gunther.
Yeah.
Passes,
All
Jim.
right, thank you. We don't have no communications, Matt? Nope, okay. Old business, none? Okay, new business. A, approve amended budget resolution number 1 for the current 2020-2021 school year as presented by the Director of Finance. Mike, do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I don't.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept it, please?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Mike, support by Alex. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Matt.
Alex Antosky,
Yes.
Mike Morgan,
Yes.
Amber Cochran,
Yes.
Jim Barry,
Yes.
Matthew Rader, yes. Malik Safe,
Yes.
Stephen Gunther.
Yeah.
It passes, Jim.
Thank you, sir. Okay, B, award bid to Logic Soft for 500 district user license for the entire Adobe suite, not to exceed the amount of $32,000. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the
I'll
motion.
make the motion.
Steve made the motion, supported by Matt. Good.
Yep, that's fine,
We'll
Jim.
get Steve. We'll get Steve in there before he leaves. Austin, before we vote on it, what do you got to say?
So we have a program at high school that requires the Adobe suite. They've been running on extremely outdated software, and they have not been able to get our kids where they need to be competitively going into to college or off into the workplace. This fulfills that, as well as provides our staff with Adobe Reader, Adobe Acrobat Pro to edit PDFs that has been requested for a very, very long time.
Any discussion, questions of Austin?
Austin, do we get any money back from the with grants from the government for this, like we do with the fiber?
You talking about the E-rate?
Yeah, the E-rate. Yeah.
Okay.
E-rate is for connection only.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Any further discussion? Roll call, Matt.
Alex Antosky,
Yes.
Mike Morgan,
Mike, you're muted.
Brian. Yes.
Amber Cochran,
Yes.
Jim Barry,
Yes.
Matthew Rader, yes. Malik Safe,
Yes.
Stephen Gunther.
Yeah.
It passes, Austin.
Thank you, sir. We'll go on to C. Award bids to Konica Malota for interactive boards, total of 90 in 4 schools, I guess, for all covered interactive panels, $418,717, and installation of $65,250 for a total amount of $483,967. Austin? Well, I need a motion first. I'm sorry. Motion by Malik.
Support.
I had to get you in, Malik. You at least made a motion.
All right, Jim.
Okay.
I'll be nice to you. Go ahead.
About time. Okay, go ahead, Austin.
All right. As you guys know, in the past, we have done our best to replace the smart boards and the projectors across the district. We have a very aging fleet that has got to be replaced. This is one of the things that we can do with COVID money that is covered and allowed. So we are able to go ahead and replace those and get everybody a modern projection system in the classroom, which we have not had.
Any questions? I have one, but anybody else have questions?
So So
Matt?
Austin, so we have 90 currently within all the 4 buildings?
We have more than 90. We
Okay.
replaced some over the last 3 years since I've been here. So what we did is we're replacing everything except what is the most current model we've purchased. Everything that's not an Epson 695, we're replacing everything else.
So everything's now going to be under the same family?
Nope, we're going to have 2 families.
Okay. Well, it's 2's better than 5, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Austin.
Real good.
No problem.
Any further questions? Hearing none, roll call, Matt.
Alex Antosky,
Yes.
Mike Morgan,
Yes.
Amber Cochran,
Yes.
Jim Barry,
Yes.
Matthew Rader, yes. Alex Safe,
Yes.
Stephen Gunther,
Yeah.
and that one passes, Austin.
Thank you, sir. Okay, award bids for Konica for laser jets, $4,996, and MFP copiers contract for $136,183.53, and a paper cut solutions, $6,583.20 for a total of $147,762.73. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, who made that?
Alex,
Alex? Okay,
supported by Matt.
all right. Kim, is that yours?
I know, it's mine, but I just signed the bill.
Austin, is that yours?
Why, yes, it is.
That's a good
All right.
one.
Again, we've got a very aging fleet on our copiers as well. When I got here 3 years ago, a lot of our copiers were not sized correctly. We had contracts under multiple vendors, making it difficult sometimes to get the services that we needed, and we've struggled in some places. This replaces everything that we haven't replaced on the copiers with a Konica Minolta to get us back under one brand. With these, we have all of the features that are get requested, the hole punch and saddle stitch and everything.
Austin, do these come with warranty?
It does, and I don't have that in front of me. It's a 4 or 5 year, but they're covered under service as long as we continue to pay them. The first contract is for 4 years on maintenance, and then after that, we have to make the choice to renew or not renew. And then as long as they're under warranty, they repair them. We have had a great relationship with Konica Minolta, whether it be from the servicing of the equipment or the training of staff. They have been outstanding. Our copiers took a big hit when the pandemic hit. So our aging equipment aged very, very quickly. Those ones that were already having problems began to have more problems.
Thank you, Austin.
Okay. Anybody else got questions?
Austin,
Done,
was
roll
this
call.
the lowest
Go ahead.
bid, or this best bid for what our needs were?
Do what, sir?
Was this the lowest bid or the best bid for what our needs were?
So because of timeframes, we didn't go out for bid. We used the RIMSI contracts. So they were bid under RIMSI, and they won the RIMSI bid. And Sourcewell bid. So we're actually using 2 on this project, RIMSI and Sourcewell. But they're bidding consortiums, so they all did win bids within those consortiums.
Okay.
Real good, Mike? Okay. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, call for the question. Roll call.
Alex Antosky,
Yes.
Mike Morgan,
Yes.
Amber Cochran,
Yes.
Jim Barry.
Yes.
You okay? Matthew Rader, yes. Malik Safe,
Yes.
Stephen Gunther.
Yeah.
That one passes, Austin.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Other business, we go to conversion of wrestling room into a nursing. Do you want a nursery there? Never mind.
No, thank you.
Assistant classroom discussion. Holly, you want to take it? I think you guys got the report on that, right? Alex, did you want to address it first too? Because it came to finance, right?
Yep. So this came through the finance committee. The proposal is to convert the current wrestling room at the high school, which, if you guys think about the high school floor plan, is off of the gym, towards the back of the building. that classroom the proposal is that classroom would be used for a nursing assistant classroom. This is a program that Holly has researched, and she can definitely share more information on it.
Go ahead.
So the current space that we're referring to, it's not actually the wrestling room. There's two parts of the wrestling room. This is the half that at one point the district had attempted to get a grant, and they were going to utilize that as a medical clinic space. So when I started looking around, I found one of the challenges for bringing additional resources to the community, and obviously right now at the forefront was COVID testing, was the elements. So fortunately, we were able to do some of the events in the cafeteria at the high school. But obviously when we have students, that's not going to be feasible. So when I started looking at other spaces, and this space was introduced to me, it just made so much sense because it could be so versatile. So nursing assistant, the program is phenomenal. It definitely gives our kids the opportunity, if they're interested in looking at a medical career potentially, they could go through the program, and by the time they graduate, they would have a certificate as a certified nursing assistant. I plan to partner with some of the local hospitals where right now they're paying, $12, $14 an hour, which is definitely a respectable wage just coming out of high school. It also gives them a taste of what, nursing is all about. And then I would also like to work with some LPN programs. LPN program is a year-long program. So we theoretically could have our kids at, 19, 20 years old making, $40,000+ a year. So it's phenomenal opportunities, and that space certainly could be utilized to get that program going. But also, when we think about in the short term, obviously COVID testing, but even going beyond the testing, we're talking about COVID vaccines. We're talking about partnering with the health department. If we can give our kids the opportunity, we have two deadlines for vaccinations, which is November and February. And that's also attached not only to the health and welfare of the children, but also funding for the school district. So we would be able to utilize that space as well. Flu shots, flu vaccines for our community. And then if we have a space, we've already built a nice relationship with a few of these organizations that have said that they're more than happy to come in and help with some outside resources. Keeping in mind to date, all of these programs that we've done with the COVID testing and the flu and the immunization, nothing has cost the district $1. So that's, any resources that we have out there that we can bring in is amazing. So this space would certainly help us with being able to do that. And then one of the things that's really awesome about the space is that the public can enter, but we can have it gated off where the public doesn't have access to the school. They would just have access to this room. So anytime that we were doing any, community events, anything like that, we wouldn't have to worry about the public being inside of our school room.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
I can't. Who's the teacher that does this a little nursing program now? I can't think of her name. She takes the blood pressure and all that stuff. It's a after school.
Oh, Miss Bizzarri. Yeah. Miss Bizzarri
Yeah.
runs our medical club. Yes, but Holly's referring to a CTE program. Which right now we would send kids to William D. Ford to do. So those kids, we would obviously keep half of their FTE too. What we've learned in the last 5 years, when we've started business and we've started engineering, and healthcare is definitely the direction I want to go in for the next program we decide to start, because I think our kids are really interested in it, are very passionate about it. And what we've learned from doing CT in these other areas is there's so much funding, federal and state, that comes in to support those programs in terms of buying equipment. Our business program has a support teacher that's funded through CTE money. So you have a lot of flexibility with funding to build that space out. And, right now, Robichaud has, I think, 13 CNA students, and every single one has a job, without 100%. So, Malin Wagner is our CTE liaison. He and I have been talking about this. Holly and I have an open invitation to go see their program. Obviously, we need to get, some of the logistics stuff in order, but that wouldn't be a holdup because of, like Holly said, the versatility of the space and how many things it could be used for. And I envision starting, a class when we have this ready of one cohort, 1 hour a day. It's not something where we would have, every single class taken every day, but I think we could really do this.
Yeah, what I found out about Robichaud through Malin. I sit on the college board, and he mentioned it to me. He said, make sure you tell Ryan about Robichaud. I think he talked to you about it.
We just talked last week, and all those kids have jobs. Every single student out of the program has a job. So that's something obviously we want to be able to offer our Cardinals too.
Okay, Rio, thank you for that. Alex, the finance committee came up with a budget for that, right? And we capped it, didn't we?
Yep.
I remember right.
That. Let me pull up my.
I think Mike was there too, so I don't know if Mike's still on. Did we cap it at 150, if I remember right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we had.
Is that right? Okay. So what it is we like to do this if all possible. As you know, we're going to have Beaumont was going to come in under a grant, and we put in a budget at that time $200,000.
Yeah.
Because when they come in, they're going to give us $20,000 grant, and that didn't happen. So that Beaumont grant went down. So we have a good opportunity with Holly here to keep some of that money inside our school district as well, and it'd be like Ryan said, it'd be a good plus for them. It's another space we're going to take up, but I think it'd be worth it in the future, especially with everything going on right now. You never know what this COVID coronavirus has brought. Everybody's looking at doing something different, even Robichaud, So I think it's a good idea. And
Jim, it's currently the JV, locker room, and so John's also been involved in all these talks, and he did the Beaumont tour when we were doing the clinic grant.
That's right.
We might, one thing that we might have to do is maybe look at the current locker room and maybe do some minor renovations in there in order to give some kids some privacy or things like that, because we do have big numbers in our wrestling program. We support our wrestling program, and we want the JV kids to, be able to participate, but it'd be something I think maybe we look at our existing facilities that are even closer to where they go to compete in the gym. And, maybe that's something that could, make sure that both groups are getting something good. Our wrestlers aren't going to get shortchanged, and we're going to be able to offer a really exciting program for our students at the same time.
Thanks for that input. Appreciate it. So what I'm asking for is, Alex, I'm taking your spot. Do you want to make a motion to approve this or what, sir?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve it. I think this is a good program, and our students will benefit it as well as we're making sure that we're not shortchanging our athletics programs as well, since they're able to safely start back up. So I'm in support.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a support?
I'll support. Okay, Amber supported.
And support. And another thing too, when we did our budget review, the athletic budget is still not been touched because of COVID. So John still has a lot of money in that category, right, Alex? We looked at that.
Yep, and that budget category, as you guys might have seen from the presentation at the beginning of the meeting, has not been really touched. The question will be what what happens with that pot of money, 400 and something $1,000. I don't have the budget in front of me, but at the final amendment, as well as to what happens with the athletic program for the rest of the school year. But more to come on that topic. But as of now, it stands budgeted as business as usual, basically, which really not all that much of it has been spent, which is good. So it'll likely just carry forward and not get spent. Majority of it won't get spent. I mean, we're already halfway through the school year pretty much, and I don't see the measures from Lansing loosening anything soon. So
Real good. Any further discussion?
I have a couple of questions.
Yeah.
So is this Holly, are you going to teach the class, or are we going to need a new teacher to teach the class?
So I don't want to say the law, but the law used to be, in order to be a CNA instructor, you needed to have had stint working in a nursing home. I don't have any nursing home, I don't want to say experience, but I have never worked as a nurse in a nursing home. So if we had to fill that, it could be on a very minimal basis, because I would still be able to facilitate a lot of the program. Pretty much I would need a small block of time and a signature. I did reach out to the lady through the state of Michigan that gives the approvals, and literally there's one person in the whole state that approves, and I've left multiple messages, obviously with COVID. So as soon as I get more information, I will be sure to share it with you. But there's a lot of support that I can give to minimize the amount of time that we have to have somebody else in.
And then just two more. So is this starting off as like one class, not like 7 throughout the day, or are we doing one class of our students and then filling how our students go to VOTEC now? Are we going to start having kids come here to do this program?
So obviously this year is so unique. We would start with our students, hoping, being optimistic, right, that we get students back in. We would see what the interest is with our own students, trying to keep it exclusive just this year because of safety, and attempting to get the allotted amount of hours that they need in Indeed to be certified. And then, certainly, the program could, without a doubt, grow wings. I was just talking to a friend of mine that runs an EMT program, and, they would be interested in, bringing their crew over here, and they actually bring their equipment. So it's not like we're making this, $200,000-$300,000 investment in equipment if we went, with an EMT program as well. But I feel really confident if we have the space, we can make whatever happen that we want to for our kids.
And then my only other comment is, Alex, I don't know, maybe Wakely's communicated to finance. Is the number based on solely a classroom space? My main concern is I'm not quite sure what the answer to it is if a code official is reviewing the drawings and they know that there's going to be some type of shot or something along those lines given in the space. I don't know if it's going to fall under the same code requirements as a typical classroom space versus like it's not a full-blown procedure room, but they may look at it something like that. So I don't know if Wakely's number is based on solely classroom, and that's the intent, and we just got to stick with it being classroom.
So that is a very good question, and I think I don't know the answer to that, and I think it needs to be posed.
Yeah, we did have an architect in, and Alfie was involved. The one thing that was the additional 35,000 was the bathroom. And that was looking at the fact of if we're going to have a public forum, you know, when our students get close to the end, opening things up to the public, having them come in and get their blood pressure done, their blood sugars, that kind of thing. So we really needed a bathroom, and that bathroom's in pretty rough shape. But as far as a clinic, under the guidelines, we're not doing invasive procedures. And again, the EMT program, you know, if I should say when, not if, when this grows wings, and we can venture out into, you know, EMT or dental hygiene or something like that, from talking to Ryan, and I plan on learning what all my resources are, there's going to be, and so, you know, we're going to be able to do extra things. But in the short term, the CNA, it's really basic. You know, we're not dealing with all the bloodborne pathogens. It's not like medical assisting where you're drawing blood, things like that. But it certainly gives the kids something to walk away with their certificate. And then again, it's also going to enable us to do things with the community, but not in a clinic forum.
And ideally, Stephen, Holly would be teaching, you know, an hour a day if we could get her certified as a CTE teacher. Holly, I wasn't aware you've reached out to the state. We do have some contacts too that we could try to push, you know, getting a quicker response, because we started our new program 5 years ago, so they're really familiar with Melvindale up there, across the various parts. So I can help speed that process up, I hope, you know. But that was how I kind of envisioned it going. But we have to look into the certifications. If not, then, you know, we would have to post, but I could see it being a job for someone who is currently in that nursing role, where they come and teach first hour at Melvindale High School before going to their job or that kind of thing. So, you know, we wouldn't be able to, fund a full-time nurse that's teaching you, and, you know, those kinds of things. So, but that's why I think this is at the discussion level. I think we'll have more information for you on that certification process hopefully soon.
And Alex, did Wakely give a time frame? Like, would this, like, if it went through tonight, would they start working on it? Like, it's going to be a new class come fall of 2021?
That's correct. Yeah, they wouldn't be done till next semester, they told us.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. So this virtual year is not going to fall into it, but it's going to be the 2021 fall.
Correct.
Is the goal. Okay.
Correct. Yeah, they got. If we approve this, then they'll probably go through all the formats, Steve. But, you know, go to the state, you got to get all the approvals, stuff like that. You know how that works, and then we take it from there and see what happens. Then we go up for bids, the process, and so forth. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Matt, roll call.
Alex Antoski,
Yes.
Mike Morgan,
Yes.
Amber Cochran,
Yes.
Jim Barry,
Yes.
Matthew Rader, yes. Malik Safe,
Yes.
Stephen Gunther,
I have to abstain.
Oh, that's right, because your company is subcontracted, aren't they, to Wakely?
Yep.
Am I
We
correct?
do a lot of. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We do a
That
lot of
makes
work
sense.
with Wakely.
I just want to make that clear why you abstained.
Yeah. No, I'm currently working on projects with Wakely outside of school board, and we do a lot of work with Wakely. So
No problem. You did the right thing.
no
Thank
problem,
you.
Stephen. Thank you.
Okay, the motion's passed, right?
Motion passes, yes.
Thanks, everybody. I think it'll be a great program. It'd be nice to bring everything back like we did many years ago in 1983. Is she still here, Jill? We used to have auto and everything there at one time.
Auto, yeah. Carpentry.
What's that?
We had electronics shop, we had wood shop, we had auto shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks,
Okay.
Joe. I think that sounds like a great idea. Or
Okay, next slide. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Who's talking? Karen? Go
Holly,
ahead.
I was saying, I'm grateful that Holly came up with this. It sounds like a great idea.
Okay, great, everybody. Okay, next thing is Baker College discussion. Believe it or not, I'll turn it over to Dr. Serrano.
All right.
We did have a good discussion.
So, Mr. Berry was approached by someone that said that Baker College was interested in selling to us again. And then Holly bid on some things that Baker College had. And she was approached by the real estate agent that said he was interested in talking to me. So we set up an appointment, Mr. Berry and I, with the real estate agent and met with them. And he said that they had Baker College reappraised in this market and it would sell for $5.5 million. So I shared that with the board, or with the committee, the finance committee, and Mr. Berry did as well. When we shared that, we decided that we would like to get an independent appraisal. So that's where we're at right now. I called the real estate agent today to speak to him, and we're at the point for asking for an independent appraisal. They're willing to take a partial amount down, and they're also willing to make arrangements for continuing payments. In addition to negotiating the amount that they're asking. So we, of course, would not bid $5.5 million. We want to have it appraised, and then we'll work from there. So right now, everything's in negotiations. They may have already had an offer from another charter. When Holly spoke to him, he had just had an offer from a charter, and for $5.5 million. And because everybody had gone virtual, the charter decided to not buy. Mr. Berry, do you have anything to add, or Alex, or?
Well,
I do.
go ahead, Alex. Go ahead, Alex. I'll let you go.
So this was brought up to the finance committee last Friday, as I mentioned. From my end, as one member of that committee, as well as one member of the board, I think that it is in our best interests to look into this and see what we could potentially get the property for, to see what that means in the whole grand scheme of things. If we were to purchase this property, we would still have to pass a bond. It would be lesser in scope because we wouldn't have to, potentially buy it from bond funds. But, we would need to sit back down at the drawing board and decide what all we want to do to that building, et cetera, and as well, what we want to do with the rest of the district, what it looks like, building assignments, et cetera, from that end. With all of that being said, I think that an independent appraisal is a must, because one of Baker's other campuses sold for significantly less than $5.5 million, and it was double the size of the Allen Park campus.
Good flip, yeah.
So us as stewards of public dollars, we have to keep that in mind, and due diligence is done. But if it is,
Who's with the chocolate?
we are.
Be like, why'd you go so far to get the chocolate?
Malik, could you mute, please?
Malik, there you go.
Yeah. If we are being realistic and keeping in mind the potential that a charter school could what that could do to our district, I think we do have to still pursue this question to the end and see what potentially could be done, as well as keeping in mind that all but Allendale, our entire district is aging. The infrastructure is past its useful life in most areas. So we do have to address many questions from that end. So I think this is something that we definitely need to continue looking into, and hopefully we can come to some type of decision on purchasing thing or not, as well as putting something back in front of the voters. Something eventually is going to have to get put in front of the voters, whether it has to do with Baker or not, because, you know, as I just mentioned, besides Allendale, our entire district is, you know, older than, you know, it's 50, the buildings are all 50 plus years, you know, some of them significantly more than that. You know, so modernization needs to be done. So it's gonna, you know, the voters are gonna have to approve something at some point. So it's in our interest to get all of the information and present the most economical proposal.
Thank you, Alex.
Yep.
Yeah, Alex pretty much covered it discussion wise. We're going to try to get a hold of the real estate agent to see if it's been sold yet, or if he's been talking. What's her name? Jackie? No, what's her name? Jackie, I think, or Baker. Kim, you remember the lady's name? Kim, are you there?
Yes, Mr. Barry. Her name is Jackie.
Yeah. So let's see. Now that they're getting desperate, they just want to get rid of it. Right? I agree with Alex. I think we get it for less.
Yeah.
Especially in Flint went for, well, we heard $2.5 million to $3 million, and
Yeah.
Flint's a bigger, what do you call it? Campus.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I just want to let the board know we're looking at it. There's nothing to make a motion or nothing on. We've got to see what's going to go on. I don't even know if we'd be able to pass the millage, look at the bond. We can go a different way with the bond like we did for Allendale. So there's different things. I think Mike was supposed to go to Van Leusen, right? Alex, did we?
Yeah, that was the other item from the finance committee, was to put the feelers out to our bond counsel as well as our financial advisor for bond matters, Amanda Van Duzen at Miller Canfield and Carrie Blanchett at PFM. Mike, were you able to get in contact with either of them or not yet?
Not yet. I do have a message out to her, so I'll wait for her to call back, or I'll give her a call back later this week.
Yep.
Yeah, the trouble is,
because
yeah, the problem is she works in my son takes care of that building, and they got very little staff coming in there with COVID. So I imagine they'll get back to you eventually, because they're not hardly nobody's coming in that building. They don't allow nobody in that building. So she'll pick up her message and we'll get back. So we just want to keep the board up to date. You know, we're looking at it and see what happens. You know, that's all we can say. Other than that, anything else on that, Alex? I think we're good, right? Anybody got any questions on that?
Ryan, did you have a question? I saw your hand go up.
That was an error. My fault. Sorry about that.
All right.
Jim, I just have a comment, Jim.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mel.
so basically, you know, in regards to, you know, the Baker, right now in the city of Melvindale, they just approved a 12 mil increase in our taxes. So people are like super upset, and like there's a bit, like basically like to the point where people like ready to riot, because 12 mils is a very high amount put on the winter tax. You know, so like us proposing it to the community to vote on it is it's going to be rough right now, you know. So if there's any way for us to look at the bond option, or to look at freeing up some liquid assets that we have, like the liquid cash that we have on deck, you know, it's a great building, so just to consider. But yeah, just so you guys know, like Melvindale right now is very tense with the 12 mils, and people are, you know, they're not going to be too receptive to this idea right now.
Well, the way the Melvindale justified it, and Mike will shake his head, is they're getting rid of the bond for the roads. They're getting rid of the bond for this, right, Mike? To bring it down to 2.5.
Well, I mean, they can't justify it. It's a judgment by a judge, so they have to do it. It's not. You know,
Well, I
it's
know
not
that.
like-
I knew all about it. I talked to Mike about it at SMERC. I used to be city administrator there, so I know exactly what it's all about, right, Mike? So yeah, they had no choice to do it. You're right, Malik. They used the money for other things.
And I think that as a school board, you need to really consider the fact that if we do purchase it, we have to make sure that we could pay it out of our general fund with smaller payments over the next 4 years. And then I would be, as far as having to make some accommodations in the building in revamping it like we were talking about, we might have to push that out and invite some other school districts to send their students to us for some of our professional.
Well, Kim, let's discuss that further down the line.
Okay.
Not to cut you off, but I think we got to talk to them. It might even be sold yet, so I think we'll have to discuss that down the line. You don't
Right.
mind? I don't mean to cut you off, but we'll probably have special meetings on that and so forth, and take it from there. Is that all right, Kim? I apologize.
Absolutely. I have a lot of ideas about that, and I'm sure Ryan does too.
No problem. Holly has already told
The
me she
main
has
thing-
ideas. Go ahead, Alex.
The main thing is just us getting this question answered to the end of the line, and seeing what our options are, as well as consulting with like I said, with our bond counsel and our financial advisor to see what the entire picture looks like, and what we can afford, and and what a potential option might cost, as well as getting the architects back involved when the time is right. So it's exploratory at this point, but it is in our best interest to pursue it till the end.
Right.
Real good.
Thank you.
Okay. We just want to bring the board, transparency. I'll keep the board up to date with what's going on, and it's very important. That's why I always have been, make sure the board knows what's going on, and try to send you guys emails and so forth. So we'll pursue it and then take it from there. Is that all right with the board? I guess you don't have to vote on it. Just shake your head. We'll just pursue it. Okay. Thanks, everybody. I guess now it comes down to board discussions. Amber, you want to start today?
Sure. I'm just thankful to be on this board. I appreciate how we can have a discussion and the melding of minds. But furthermore, just thank you to the district, staying at home with my kids and watching them work while I'm working, and the frustrations and the tech errors. So I know how hard it can be on the teachers, the staff, the tech support, the parents. I can't thank you guys enough. And I just hope we can continue to keep working towards, the best for our children. And I hope everyone's having a good holiday coming up. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Mike, you want to go, sir?
I do. I do want to say thank you first to Malik and Steven. It was a pleasure working with you guys. I don't know what to say. I think you guys are going to be missed, although I think we have some great members coming in too. Karen and Hamden.
Doctor, yep.
Yes, Dr. Hamden.
Herrera, yep.
Yep. But I just want to say thank you guys for your service. It was we had a good run there, and thank you very much. Other than that, I think we've been doing very well. Sounds like our virtual class learnings are doing very well. Everybody's staying on top of it. Our numbers are good. So everybody keep up the good work. And thank you very much for everything. Other than that, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we'll see you next year.
Thanks, Mike. Matt, you want to go, sir?
Yeah, thanks, Jim. I want to say welcome to the board, Karen and Dr. Herrera. And Malik and Steven, you'll both be missed. Thank you for your guys' time with the board and your community service and serving on the board. If you guys ever need anything, reach out. Be more than welcome to help you guys down the road with anything that may come up. I'd like to say congratulations to the family and staffs that's helped out other people and families in the community with your guys' donations. That's a good community outreach that we've done over the years to help out the less fortunate families who are struggling during the holidays. And I'm glad that we can still do that even at the time that we're having with this pandemic. So thank you for everyone who's participated or helped out in any way with that. As always, thank you for all the parents to helping their child and their childs and other children maybe in the case of going through this time of learning of all virtual. I know it's a lot to take on. I also, while you give yourself a good clap on the back of your guys' backs for your guys' hard work. And thanks for the teachers for going the extra mile every day and putting on multiple hats, not only as a teacher, maybe as a parent, an IT resource, and maybe as a second parent, maybe in some cases, just being an air to some students. So thank you for all that. And I just want to say happy holidays to everyone and see you guys in the 2021. Thank you.
Alex, you want to go, sir?
Yep. Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for logging in tonight. I'd like to thank Stephen, Malik, and Doris all for your service to the district, as well as welcome Jill. And thank you all. I would like to thank all of our staff for all that is continually being done to educate our students in the current environment. So thank you. I do not have anything else. So good night, and everybody have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Real good. Steve, you want to go? Steven?
Sure. I apologize for looking down. I do have prepared notes, so I'm going to read off of them.
Next. See you. Go ahead, Steve.
Good evening, everybody. So I figured since this is my last meeting, I could talk a little bit and probably a little bit longer, particularly because most of you guys are at home already, so it's not like you have anywhere else better to be. I want to
go ahead.
I want to first take a moment and thank you all for coming tonight and for all of the hard work you guys have put in throughout the school year. And also thanks to Ms. Dolinsky for the Cardinal Cares nomination. That means a lot, and I will definitely wear my shirt around with pride. As Dr. Serrano had mentioned earlier today, and we've talked about today is my last meeting, it's crazy how fast 4 years can go and how much can change in that amount of time. After getting married last year, I wanted to continue doing everything I could to honor my commitment to serve on this board and serve the MelNAP community. Not running for re-election was not an easy decision, but it was necessary. With my time ending, I can officially move up to Midland, where my wife and I plan to start and raise our family. We hope to build a house next year. As part of these statements, I just want to take a moment to reflect on a few things I have observed over the past 4 years while on the board. I will always say how I think we have some of the best staff and administrators around. Each and every one of you continually goes above and beyond for all of our students. It does not matter what they look like, where they come from, what they believe, or even if they agree with you, everyone does a great job of treating all students and staff fairly. We have a district where if a student wishes to achieve something, everyone will do anything they can to help them get there. The opportunities for students in the school, well, virtually right now at home, and the ones graduating and leaving the district are endless. I then want to next just take a quick moment to address all my fellow board members and the 2 new board members who look like they're still participating in the meeting tonight. I encourage all of you, whether this is your first year or your 10th year on the board, or I guess, Jim, your 33rd, 35th, however long it's been, to participate in any and all MASB training seminars when you have the chance. They are a great opportunity to learn and also socialize and network with fellow board members. Just because we do something here one way does not mean it is the only way. I actually, during COVID, since everything is virtual, have listened into other board meetings from other districts to hear how they're handling the issues in their school district, just as a way to, see what's out there, how do they address the different issues. And sometimes you even get good ideas from those board meetings. Like the Cardinal Cares came from a Midland Public Schools board meeting where they do Shining Stars 2 times a month. I would also like to encourage you all to remember that your role on this board is to have the best interest of all students in mind. Your role is not to only care about students and staff you are friends with. Caring only about them undermines all of the work administrators put in to make this an equitable district. If you hear comments from community members, that's great, but listen with an open mind. Understand all of the facts before making a judgment call and picking your opinion. Be positive voice for the district and the community. Stirring the pot only hurts the students by turning everybody's time and efforts away from the students themselves. And I think it's also important to remember that your role is not to micromanage what is happening on a day-to-day basis in the district. Administrators and staff are in their roles for a reason. Again, thank you all for everything you have done and continue to do for every student in this district. I'm truly humbled by my experience serving on this board. If you're ever traveling up north and you find yourself in Midland, our door will always be opened, except if it's COVID. Please stay away if it's still COVID. I hope you guys all have a wonderful Christmas and holiday season, and please stay safe.
Real good, Steve. Hey, they got a casino there?
You can go to Mount Pleasant, Soaring Eagle, right?
Yeah,
And
I've
it's
been
still
through-
open because they don't fall under the same rules.
That's true. Steve, that was great. Thank you, sir. That was great. Malik, can you match that?
I don't know. Steven's a pretty tough act to follow, but I'll give it a try. Um,
You go.
so yeah, I want to start off by saying, first of all, congrats and good luck to our new board members, Hamdan and Karen. Wish you guys the best of luck. Also, Steven, I do come on 75 North, so I might take you up on your offer. So just be ready. You know, it was good serving with you, Steven. You were my elbow buddy for a couple years until we went virtual. So for me, it was definitely the end of, you know, a great 4-year term. You know, it was my pleasure and my honor to serve my community as a school board member. I met some great people in my 4 years, and you know, hopefully those are some relationships I can foster, you know, in the near future. I mean, or going forward. So basically, like last month was Veterans Day, and you know, as a person that served in the U.S. Navy, I kind of just reflected on, you know, the core values of being in the U.S. Navy, which is, you know, serving with honor, courage, and commitment, and just being able to, you know, have those principal values with me whenever I'm approaching my, you know, my work, which is as a school social worker or my position at the school board. You know, and sometimes, you know, we have difficult conversations, and sometimes we can agree to disagree, but that's okay because we all have to be able to listen to both sides of a story. So, of course, you know, whenever there's a situation or a problem or issue, there's always two sides of that story. So as a board member or a professional or anybody that's in a position of leadership, you have to be able to listen to both sides of the story and, you know, kind of do your research and make the best informed decision. And that decision, like Steve mentioned, doesn't mean it's the, you know, it's the decision that helps you or your family or your friends. It's the best decision for the whole school district. So that's something that, you know, we have to kind of always reflect and take a time to look back and say, hey, am I doing this for the right reason? And then go from there. And then, you know, like pretty much overall, my feelings about educators are, you know, just a great asset to every community in the world. So I greatly respect them and admire their passion to inspire the leaders of tomorrow. And, you know, basically we're all in the position that we are in today because of a teacher or because of, you know, a social worker or because of a resource room teacher or because of a speech pathologist or because of, you know, even like a hall monitor, a bus driver, because it just takes one relationship between you and another person that's an adult, and that will, you know, kind of have a very positive effect on your life going in the near future. So basically, you know, I look forward to serving the community in different capacities going forward in the near future. As you know, I was born and raised in Melvindale, and I hope everyone has a good break, and good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thanks, Malik. Well, I just want to say, like I told you guys, this is probably one of the best boards I had in a long time in my career. Of course, the two board members will probably take up the slack, but I just want to thank Malik and Steve. You guys came up with some great ideas. I mean, I told a lot of people that asked me about the board, I said, this is one of the best boards I've had in my 30-year career. You guys came up with some great ideas. We had a good conversation. Like you guys said, we neither agree or disagree. We talked it over. Hopefully I did a good job of transparency to all the board members to let you know what's going on, because we're here for the students, just like Malik said, and then Steve, is the students is number one. It's always been number one in any of my term on this board. And I want to thank everybody. So Malik, again, thank you for serving. I appreciate it very much. for your support. And Steve, the same way. Thank you for your ideas and support. Appreciate it. We all gained by this. You know, I always said you're only good as the team, and we had a good team. You know, we had a good team. No matter what happens, we had a good team, and we discussed it and we made decisions. So I appreciate it very much. I'm going to miss you guys, but like I say, stay in contact. Send me your I don't know if I got your I think I got Malik. I don't know if I got yours. Oh, yeah, I got yours too. Stay in touch, and like Malik said, if you're involved in the community, keep me informed or keep the board informed. I appreciate it very much because you're the eyes and ears out there as well, you know. So that makes a big difference for us, and I appreciate it very much. So I just want to say, everybody have a nice holiday, Merry Christmas, and I hope 2021 is a little bit better. You made some good decisions in bringing Holly in and Jill coming in, and some of the positions we've filled. Doris, you know I'm going to miss you, but you only live a few blocks away from me. So when you start walking, you can come by and say hi. But yeah, you know, things never stay the same. I've probably served under 60 some board members in my term, believe it or not. I think Malik, you're 62. I'm just kidding. I don't know what.
64.
64. Okay. But believe it or not, I serve under a lot of board members. And like I said, I'm repeating myself. That's probably one of the best boards I've had in a long time. Appreciate it. Appreciate your support and everything. Other than that, everybody have a good night. Happy holidays. And hopefully 2021 gets a little bit better. Okay. Karen, do you want to say anything?
Just happy holidays and everybody stay healthy. And I can't wait for that January board meeting now.
Yep. Dr. Herrera, are you there, sir? Do you want to say anything?
Like everybody's been saying, happy holidays to everyone. I'm really happy to be part of this board. I'm really looking forward to everything.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Doctor. I'm sorry.
No,
I cut you
you're-
off.
No, not at all. I'm just really happy to be part of this board. I appreciate you guys having me.
Real good. Doris, you want to do any closing comments?
No, because I'm going to see you again in January.
That's true. That's right. You don't get done the end of January.
Uh-oh. I don't want to say anything I'm going to be sorry for.
Oh boy. Hey, we have to have an exit review on you, right?
Save it for next meeting.
Hey, Amber, did you hear that?
I did.
Okay, everybody. Thanks. Have a good night and have a holiday. Be safe. I hope nobody gets any more COVID in our districts. Well, have a good night, everybody. Take care.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn. I have a support by Mike.
Support.
Okay, all in favor, say aye. I'm not doing roll call for this one. Everybody say
Aye.
Okay. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Aye. Happy holidays.
Good night. Happy holidays,
Happy
everyone.
holidays. Yep. Okay.